It's a new day and I'm actually feeling quite pretty today given how badly I slept last night. I did have like a 3-hour nap after trying to watch TV. I just fell asleep. So then I was up until like 2 a.m. And then it was just so hot, like unbearably hot. And also I kept panicking that someone was gonna like move in, even though he told me that no one was booked to move in tonight. Well, last night now. I still didn't want to like have the curtain open, take my clothes off, even though it was unbearably hot. So that was a fun night. I think I was up like every hour or two, also panicking that I slept through my alarm because I'd gone to bed so late and then missed this trip, which obviously wouldn't have been good. This town is like a different place today. Like all the car parks are completely full. Well, I'll just see my first space. But yeah, very busy, lots of people, lots of cars. So it feels a little bit better. Also, the smell is stronger at my house than it is here. But I guess my hostel is closer to some geothermals than this sort of street is. So yeah. Today I'm heading on a couple of trips actually, to a couple of places. But the first trip is to Waiotapu. And it's to the geysers and the lakes. And it should be a good day. It's only 4 hours long, so not too bad. Should be quite chilled. The only downside is the sun is shining today. There's no clouds, there's no rain, there's no sign of wind. But my shoes are somehow soaked on the inside from yesterday. They are supposed to be waterproof and I didn't feel them as wet yesterday. But when I was putting them on today, the inside is very wet. So we'll see how we go. I was tempted to put my flip-flops on, but then I looked it up and it said, for this trip, you would be denied access to flip-flops. And for my trip this my tour this evening, my activity this evening, you won't be denied, but it's not recommended. So we've had to put my walking boots on, even though I think I can do most things in flip-flops, to be honest. But yeah, don't want to be denied entry once I get there. Right, this is how we like it. I'm actually feeling quite hot, so I'm going to have to take my jacket off and put it in my bag, I think. First stop is the mud baths. You can use it most of the places, but not here because it's too hot here. It's like 100 degrees apparently. He said the mud is 60 to 80 degrees, but the steam itself is 100, which is crazy. Hot and cold river, which is like a natural hot spring. One side of the river is quite hot, both from the top and from the geothermals underground, and then here is cold. So we've now come to Lady Knox Geyser to see it erupt. It erupts about 10:30 with a little show before, but the guys just said that it's not natural. They actually put soap in it, which I was a little bit surprised at.
Come upon a hot spring. And without the luxury of our modern day, they decided to use the source of water for their laundry and bathing.
So now at the Waiotapu Thermal Wonderland, which is basically like a 2-hour walk. Apparently there's 3 different walks you can do, but if you want to do all 3, it's an hour and a half. So let's see what we can see. It is quite hot, but I didn't know what the weather was going to be like, so I brought my jacket and my water. But yeah, I think I'm going to be carrying my jacket the whole way. There's definitely a small smell, but not as bad as I thought it would be. I think the mud pools this morning and the geothermals near the hostel yesterday, they smell a lot worse. Like, this is actually fine. This is a completely man-made forest. It's all been planted for timber, but it's the largest man-made forest in New Zealand and in the southern hemisphere, which is interesting. I've made it to the end of walk 3 and now I've got to do the whole way back in reverse, but there are some new paths. This side is very pretty, it's a lot quieter on these routes, so I don't think as many people do it. It took 42 minutes for me to do all the walks to the end, and that's including both the vista and the waterfall, and like stopping for pictures, and you know me, I'm quite slow. So I think their timings are quite accurate. They say 90 minutes for the whole route, like all 3. So we'll see how long it takes to get back. The green route is the same route back, but the other 2 routes are like circular routes. So they'll be different and I'll be taking pictures of those bits. But yeah, like genuinely, this is not what I expected at all, to be honest. I don't know what I expected, but not this. That breeze is nice. It's quite hot. I've not put any sun cream on today, but I feel like I should have. Oops. I'm back to walk 1 now, and by far the worst bit is walking around the side of the champagne pool. It's just so hot and humid and smelly because the steam is getting blown straight in front of you. So I did not enjoy that. I really like race 3. I think I must have been racing a little bit because of the time scale. When you're with the tour group, you don't want to make them wait. But I probably had a little bit longer. The route back for walk 2 is actually really, really short. So it literally took like 3 or 4 minutes at most. So yeah, could have spent longer at the second part of walk 3, but hey hey. realise how much quicker it was on the way back. So I've actually got quite a bit of time, got 15 minutes. So I've bought some lunch, I've got a sausage roll and a chocolate mud cake, which I'm very excited for. I'm glad New Zealand does desserts because I was very much missing them. But just waiting for the sausage roll to heat up. Shame I didn't realise that the route back was shorter, otherwise I would have taken longer, but hey ho. So we've just been to the Government Gardens and Blue Bath and seen sort of the start of the spring area, and now we've come to Lake Rotorua as the last stop, which is beautiful, but it's covered in birds. Like, there's so many birds. Apparently the water's too polluted for humans to swim, so the birds have kind of just taken over, and it's hotter than it is cold. It's very windy. So that ended up being an interesting experience. He is dropping us off just at the building behind the trees, but I asked to get out a little bit early because as we're driving through, this place actually looks really pretty. So I thought I'd get out, walk myself back a little bit and then walk back up. This is all like the government garden side, but there's quite a few monuments around. But yeah, interesting tour experience. Turns out he's not with the tour company at all. He has his own tour company. And they were just short-staffed today, so he was asked to take us. So on the way back, I was asking for what time we were going to be back, because I thought we were going to be back late, because we still had a stop to do at Lake Rotorua. And he said, oh, we didn't know you were going there. So I showed him the proof on like my booking and stuff, and he took us, which was nice. And definitely worth it. The other group of people were also really happy to go. But yeah, he didn't know the tour and he's lost money because he didn't get the full amount that we paid, which I think is a bit cheeky. I was asking him about this building, and this is Rotorua Museum, but it's been closed for 7 years for renovations. However, it is supposed to be opening back up at the end of this year. Starting to look a little ominous. It is very dark over here, still blue over here, but yeah, very dark the way I'm about to be walking. I do have my waterproof in my bag, so it will be fine, but obviously I hope it's not going to rain. It says it wasn't going to rain till 5 and only for an hour, and I was supposed to be inside eating at that time. So I'm hoping I miss it. The sun is back out. It always looks so much nicer when it's sunny. So I decided to get a bus because I thought then I'd have more time to explore the woods, because I've got to be at the Maori village at 4:45. Waited for the bus for 15 minutes, got on the bus, and they don't accept contactless. So, yay. I actually don't have time to get to the woods and get to the village before it starts, so I've had to order an Uber now, which is a little bit annoying, because had I have gone half an hour ago when I was first thinking of going, I would have had time. But anyway, it's only an extra $14, so £7 compared to the bus, which isn't the end of the world, it's just a little bit frustrating. So I'm now in the Redwoods itself. The car park's just behind me, so I've just got dropped off. And it's quite quiet. A lot of people are doing the tree walk, which I've been told not to do the tree walk during the day because it's not very good. So my plan was to do it after the Maori evening tonight, if I wasn't too tired. But it looks like it's sold out, so that saved me like $45, which is fine. I don't particularly think it's going to add anything, and I could always walk back through if I'm not too tired and see like the lights, because I can follow like the tree walk itself. To get to the lookout of Rotorua through the Redwood Forest, but these steps are steep. Look at how big they are. Someone was just jumping down them, and I actually don't think I can get up them. So I'm calling it a day and turning around. I had a half an hour walk through the redwoods, which is fine. And now I've got an hour walk, an hour and 16 I think it said, to the Maori village. So they have a treetop walk that anyone can do that's like, I don't know, 10 feet up the ground. How tall am I? I'm 5. Yeah, maybe 10 feet up. And then they have a bigger one that requires a harness and things, and you do jumps and zip lines. And that one's right at the top of the treetops. Well, it has genuinely been such a beautiful day, but I've just put my cagoule on and I'm about to walk to Tapua. In case you didn't get that, it's raining. This has been the worst hour. I feel like my feet are soaked. I've got a blister on my toe, I can feel it, it's really hurting. My legs are soaked, it's the first time it's rained when I'm wearing trousers, because usually I'm like bare-legged, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, absolutely soaked. My back hurts. Should have just got a taxi, but I was trying to save money.
Turn right onto Frood Street.
But it was going to be an hour and a half walk, and I felt like there was a much shorter route, so I walked a different way, and then Google Maps updated and it saved like 20 minutes. I went through this gate and then it shut, and then a guy came, let me through another gate, and he said, have you got access to the other gate? And I said no. He's like, you're going to be trapped because it's private land, which I didn't realise, obviously. Oh my gosh, a bench. Oh. So I was then walking through this private business land, and like 3 different people stopped me to ask me where I was going. And I feel so bad. But anyway, it did save 20 minutes, which is good. But yeah, I'm wet. I'm still wet. I had a quick drink of Diet Coke and some Doritos to give me a little bit more energy. I'm almost there. I think I've got like 10 minutes until I get to the main entrance, but I can see the start of it. I can see the gates that border it. I am absolutely shattered. An hour and a half later, I finally made it. I think people are starting to queue, but I need the toilet, so I'm gonna nip the toilet first and then get in line. I've technically got 3 minutes, so fingers crossed. Okay, I've been to the toilet. I'm feeling a little bit better now that I'm here, and I'm excited to start. Starts with a 1.5 hour walk, which is a tour of the geysers, so similar to this morning. And then it goes on to have the dinner, the cultural experience, the kiwi birds. So the guided tour is just coming to an end, but we went to the kiwi area enclosures. 2 of them were asleep, but one of them was walking around, and that's the first time I've ever seen kiwis alive. If not ever. Have I ever seen them? Yeah, maybe ever. But it was really cool. They were really cute, but we weren't allowed to take any pictures or videos, which was a shame. But hey ho. I feel like it is a lot prettier here, but there's a lot more steam and like mist, so it makes it more difficult to see like certain features. But this geyser is completely natural, and it's been erupting for about 15 minutes. I don't know if it erupts continuously or not. I'll ask.
Tahurira ngā mihi ki a koe te ronga tira e tika ana ki a mihi ki a koe. Mihi ana ki a koe i hiki te rau o rongo. Kuhu pai mai ai tōpe ki roto ki te poho te whare e tū nei.
remember what I've recorded and what I haven't, but food was delicious. There was plenty to eat, even for someone who's as fussy as me. It was delicious. I wish I could take some away. I did bring my lunch boxes, but it wasn't really that sort of environment, unfortunately, even though there was loads of leftovers. Then we had the cultural performance, which was really good. And now we've just come up to the geysers again, and it's cool to see them all lit up. It looks like this one's just about to blow again. And when I asked earlier, he said it blows every 45 minutes for 15 minutes, and it's completely natural. I'll tell you what happened earlier, because there's a bit of drama with an Indian family that really pissed me off. So I had a little history lesson. Going back to the Indian family, they were really rude. They were talking during the opening ceremony when we were all specifically told to be quiet. They kept getting shushed. Their phones went off. During the performance, their shows went off. I was like the front of the queue, so that I could sit at the front of the stage, as were a few other people, and they literally pushed us out of the way so that they could sit in front. And then half their family was still behind, and they were trying to save the whole row for them, but the other people, like the people in charge, told us to sit down, so we sat down, and they got really angry, and she just elbowed me the whole show. And then the row behind is where her family ended up sitting, and their phones went off 3 times during the performance as well. So that wasn't fun. But anywho, the big geyser is just setting off now. It's just started going crazy. I feel like, as interesting and as good as it is to see, there's so much mist and steam that you can't really see the water so much. So while it builds up a little bit, I'll just tell you about, I've just been asking one of the Maori men about the tattoos, so he's telling me about them. I can't remember all the names, but all like the face tattoos have a different name, both for men and women. The arm tattoos have a different name, the leg tattoos have a different name. The leg tattoos you can basically get for family inherited traits, like what your family's done to be good, but the face tattoos is what you've done. But it can be anything from like having children, protection, having like owl knowledge, and those sort of traits. But you have to be committed to the Maori culture and upbringing and understand the meaning behind it. And I was asking how old you have to be, because I thought you had to be older, but he said you used to have to be older, but now people as young as 15 are having it done in school, and all they need is the parents' consent, which is crazy to me. So yeah, they're doing it in schools now apparently. They're very interesting. But yeah, that's kind of what I've learned. I thought I was going to hear more about that sort of side of it doing this experience. I wasn't expecting to do the geysers so much, because obviously I'd done that experience this morning. Had I have known we were doing that here, I probably wouldn't have done it this morning, because it was a lot of money this morning for what it was. But yeah, still both good experiences and both different experiences. It's just not what I expected tonight. I don't think it's picking up on camera very much, because the mist is making it seem like the water's going into the mist. But there's so much water coming out, and it's going so high. It's basically 2 coming out to like this level. Like it's gone just above that level now. Can you see it getting higher? That's where the water is. It's just that it comes out so hot that when it hits the air, it almost immediately turns to steam at the tip.